Hi guys, it's Mrs. Thomas, and I wanted to share with all of you in the middle school 3 books that I recently read, and they're all about different types of survivors. The first book is The Emperor's Soul by Brandon Sanderson. The second one is I Survived the Destruction of Pompeii AD 79 by Lauren Tarshis, and the third one is Lost in the Sun by Lisa Graff. Each one has a survivor story in it, but they're all completely different stories. The first one I'd like to talk to you about is The Emperor's Soul by Brandon Sanderson. And this lady on the cover, her name is Shay, and she is the main character of the novel. And she happens to be a forger. And in this novel, which is a fantasy novel, they have magic on their world, and forgers are able to make stamps to change the environment that's around them. Say you have an old desk that's broken down. If you were able to forge, you could make a stamp that would bring the desk back to what it used to be, or even a better desk. And some people do this to recreate art legally, and some people use it for illegal means. Someone like maybe Shay, who got caught breaking into the emperor's palace to steal his moon scepter and got caught, and she got put into prison. But the emperor had tried to be assassinated. His wife had been killed, and he had been mortally injured. The surgeons there were only able to repair part of him, and they did not fix his brain. And so the people in power have come to Shay and told her that they will release her if she can make a forgery of the emperor's soul. But she only has 98 days to do this in. This is very taboo in their culture, and this is not something that people should do, and it definitely can't be done in 98 days. But Shay tries, but will she succeed? And will she be able to escape before anyone who might want her killed can get to her? You'll have to read The Emperor's Soul to find out. The next book I would like to talk to you about is I Survived the Destruction of Pompeii AD 79 by Lauren Tarshis. This book was an excellent book. It has the main character, his name is Marcus, and he is a slave in Pompeii along with his father, Tata. Their master had just died, and he had been a very nice master because he had allowed Tata to study science with him and go on expeditions and learn many things. But when he died, his nephew took over all of his possessions and inherited everything. And when he did not like the respect that Tata had been shown, so he sold him away. And now Marcus is all alone without his father and not with a very nice master. And one day, as Marcus is in town, he notices the earthquakes that are happening, and they seem to be getting stronger and stronger. And as he looks up, Mount Vesuvius, which is right behind Pompeii, begins to spew smoke into the air. And at this moment, a parade starts coming down the street that's being led by a man who's over all of the gladiators. And following the gladiators are the people who are being put against them who are not trained in weapons. And who should Marcus see but his father? And he decides he must rescue his father. So he bravely goes into this parade and manages to free his father at the last minute with the help of a well-timed earthquake from Mount Vesuvius. And as they are getting away, Tata notices what's going on with the mountain. And so they go up to explore it a little bit more, only to discover that it's about to erupt. Will they be able to get away from the mountain And should they warn the residents of Pompeii? Because if they go back, they may be forced back into slavery. To find out, you'll have to read I Survived the Destruction of Pompeii. And the last book I'd like to talk with you about is Lost in the Sun by Lisa Graff. This novel is an excellent read, especially if you like sports. Trent loves sports, and he is in 5th grade. And it happens to be the winter time, and he gets asked to play a pickup game of hockey. So he goes out to play, and as he's playing, he sees a good time to hit the puck, and he hits it, only for it to hit another player right in the chest. And unfortunately, this player had a heart defect that no one knew about. He didn't know about it, his parents, no one. And when the puck hit this boy in the chest, it killed him. And Trent doesn't know what to do with the feelings he's feeling, because he feels like he murdered and killed one of his friends playing a sport. So he begins to act out. He becomes very angry very easily and loses his temper and has problems at school and with his friends and at home with his mom and at his home with his dad and his stepdad, or stepmother rather. And he does not know what to do with himself. And as he starts 6th grade, he meets a girl named Fallon. And Fallon doesn't have very many friends. And she has a very large scar that runs down the middle of her face, right between her eyes, right there. And every time someone asks her, Fallon, how did you get that scar? She tells a different story every single time. And one day, when Trent was talking to Fallon, he asked her, and she told him one thing. And he noticed that she looked sad whenever he asked that. And later, when he spoke to his mother about it, they talked for a bit, and then he decided that maybe she gets asked that all the time. And maybe people should notice other things about her, other than just that she has a big scar on her face. And with the help of Fallon and a few other people, will Trent be able to get over this horrible accident that happened, that was not his fault, but he feels is. To find out who might help him and whether he can get over this, you need to pick up Lost in the Sun by Lisa Graff. And you can pick up all 3 of these really wonderful books that are all about different types of survivors, whether it's from escaping from slavery and from a horrible volcano, or from being imprisoned and being forced to do something that's not really a good thing in your place to live, or from being tormented by your own guilt over something that you thought you did. To find all of these and more really wonderful books, come by the library and see me. I'll be happy to help you find anything you need.